Hops and Stocks podcast is presented by 100 Spoke Media Group. We encourage our listeners to drink responsibly. Please note, we are not financial advisors. We do not offer or provide financial advice.
I'm Spoke affiliated from the city of gems.
Welcome back to the Hops and Stocks podcast. This is episode 34, brought to you by 100 Spoke Media Group. We got the homeboy Anthony Brown, known to most of us as Tone. Tone has spent most of his career as a facility director for a bunch of professional stadiums. I believe Oriole, as well as Tropicana, and a few others. But
Natty too.
Well, you said Natty?
Yeah, he represented what? Paul Brown?
PB.
That's what's happening. But we'll let Tone hop into his background here shortly. You know what I mean? It's my last night in Mexico. So if y'all see this bottle come across y'all screen, y'all know why. I got a little bit of tequila to kill, but you know what I'm saying? We're gonna hop into these beer reviews like we always do about this time. Let's kick it over to my homie, Mr. What's in this can, beat up. What you sipping on tonight, brother?
Let's talk about it, man. I went with something a little different. This ain't your normal craft beer. It's from Sierra Nevada.
Yeah, okay. I mess with Sierra Nevada.
It's a barrel-aged joint. I didn't even know they made barrel-aged joints, but this is barrel-aged in a Kentucky bourbon. It's an imperial stout. You can see it. You check out the bottle. Dark, look like coffee. Off the smell alone, it's
man, hold on. What kind of mug is that, man?
Hey, man, hold on. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because this
looks like you have a shot of beer.
For those of you who can't see this is, I call an overkill cup. Tone said it's big as my head. It's huge. It probably could fit about 2.5 beers in here.
Okay.
So 16 ounces at that. So it's huge if you can't see this. This right here is chocolate, it's sweet, it's boozy. I haven't had this one, so we're gonna see what it do.
You said it's bougie?
Boozy.
Boozy. Boozy. Boozy.
He's already gone over there off of that.
Yeah.
Nah, man. This is gonna be a fun pod, man.
Now, this guy's over there with some of that.
Okay. So let's talk about this right here.
Let's talk about it because you don't look impressed.
Well, it's not bad. I just cracked it, so it's not room temperature, but the flavors hasn't come up yet, so it's still kind of cold. But it's not bad at all. I could taste that sweetness. Definitely taste that. It's 11%, so it's got some Will Smith smack to it.
Oh,
man,
I thought we wasn't touching that, man.
Man, we did well. We did well to avoid it on the Instagram and this guy. So let's talk about it.
I guess we have to discuss it, man.
Right.
Well, let me get through this review first, and then I'll tell you how I feel about it. This is not a bad beer. 11% chocolate. It's boozy. It's smooth. It doesn't have a lot of bite to it.
What's the flavor supposed to be?
What do you mean? Chocolate, vanilla, coffee, espresso.
Okay,
so
I got you.
It's decent. Like I said before in previous pods, I don't like coffee, but in a beer, it's good.
I got you.
So I'm giving this a solid 4 for mine.
Nice.
So once again,
what was the price point on there?
I bought this as a single. I think I bought this for maybe 4 and some change.
Ain't bad.
Yeah. Did you say the ABV too?
ABV is 11.9. Yeah.
11.9?
Yeah, 11.9.
Oh, okay.
You and Blast been killing the double digits, man.
Yeah, I got a double digits tonight.
This isn't like any other Sierra Nevada. They don't normally go this high. So 11.9 is,
that's up there, man.
Yeah. Barrel age is pretty good. So once again, I get us a 4. They got decent can work, man.
Is that Narwhal?
Yeah, Narwhal.
Okay.
Once again, Sierra Nevada Narwhal barrel age, 11.9. I'll let y'all get to y'all reviews before I let y'all know what I think about that Will Smith joint.
All right. All right, we're gonna slide it over to Blast, man. What you got, brother?
Yeah, I'll just give a little background, man. It is March and we're still celebrating Women's History Month, and he sent around a list that listed quite a few women-owned or women-impacted breweries around the country, and I think there were 3 or 4 of those that were in Cincinnati, and one of them was like right around the corner from my house. So I went up to, I believe it's pronounced Fibonacci Brewing in Mount Healthy, and I went to go check them out. Very nice people. I'm gonna shout out Betty Bolus, the president of the company and co-founder. I forget the bartender's name, but she let me sample quite a few things, gave me some background. They're almost like a farm, and they use a lot of fresh ingredients with their brew or whatever. So I found that pretty cool. And they served me up with this nice Fibonacci, by the way, is a mathematical process or something like that, man. If y'all want to get more into it, you can look it up. But everything that they do, I guess, is has a background in math or something to do with Mount Healthy. But I got this bottle tonight. I
was gonna say, do they grow their own hops?
I don't know if they grow their own hops, but I know they source a lot from the farms around. She gave me a couple of names, but okay. This is it says BA, and I think she pronounced it Maillard, and it's a maple cinnamon pastry stout. This joint, it was bottled on the 18th of this month, so it's fresh. It's 11.8, so B-Dub got me by a point, or a tenth of a point rather. It's 13 IBU. This is their second batch, and it's bottle number 4. And let me see if I can do this justice and get it in the screen or whatever.
Little fancy bottle.
Yeah. It was a nice bottle. It ran me $10. It is 500 milliliters, so whatever that translates to. It's a pretty decent sized bottle. But we got a nice dark pour here. Definitely getting that cinnamon off the nose. Yeah, it's tasty, man. If y'all know me, y'all know I enjoy those sweet beers, so they definitely hit the note with the maple and the cinnamon. I'm gonna give this a 4.5.
Jeez,
it's good, man. And it's warming up. I had to chill it real quick and bring it back up to temperature, so it's been sitting for maybe 30 minutes. But yeah, shout out to Fibonacci. Y'all doing y'all's thing. I definitely want to slide back over there. They had, only half of the menu available, and they said on the weekend the other half of the beer menu is available because in their bigger location. So I definitely want to slide back through.
Are they new to the area, or they been around for a while?
You know what? I've seen it several times when I'm, driving by or whatever. It's just, it's not been my thing until kind of we started our thing to just pop up in a brewery. I just go in the store and get it or whatever. But as y'all know, a lot of places that are new or newer, you can't get the brew in the store. You got to go to the brewery. So, right. Once I knew that they were female owned and it was 5 minutes away from me, it wasn't no excuse anymore. I was like, all right, let me go check this spot out. I dropped off, a couple of our cars. They said they were going to check us out. So, hopefully we make a decent connection there.
Fibonacci?
Fibonacci, yeah.
Fibonacci.
All right, I guess it's on me.
Yeah, that leaves you.
That leaves me. So once again, man, last night in Cabo San Lucas, I've been down here for a month, and I've just been drinking, a bunch of different Mexican beers, man. So this is one that I've been saving in the refrigerator, so I could review it. I like the bottle art, but this is by Clara Brewing Company, and it's a Cerveza Clara Pilsner. So it's basically a light beer. So this is gonna be on the, the same level as like your Michelob Ultra, your Bud Lights and things like that. It's 4.5%. but it don't taste like no Mick Ultra or Bud Light. It's actually, you know, you got that golden lager type Pilsner color, but it reminds me of a Stella. Like it tastes like damn near like smack dead on a Stella. So I like Stella. It's not one of my favorite brews, but you know what I'm saying, Stella is a good brew to grab. You know what I mean, if there ain't nothing else around.
Yeah, I get
you know what I mean, and that's exactly what this is. Like it's crisp, it's refreshing. But once again, it for sure just gives me Stella vibes. You know what I mean? So I would get this, you know what I'm saying, for a solid 4. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I would drink. Yeah, if it's available. You know what I mean? I wouldn't turn my nose up if somebody offered it to me. But it's crisp, like I said, it's light, but you definitely get Stella vibes from it.
Is Stella Pilsner, or does anybody know?
I just had Stella too.
I don't know what Stella's classified as. But this tastes dead. It tastes just like a Stella, man. Like Stella would like maybe Stella and Heineken had a little baby. I mean, like it's
before I started this craft journey, man. To me, Stella was like a bougie beer to me, because it came with a glass with like gold trim on
chalice.
Where does the glass come with? Does it come in the box, or are you talking about at the bar?
At the bar.
The bar. Yeah.
So to me, that because it was more expensive for the 6 than any other 6 we was drinking at the time. So to me, Stella was like a bougie beer, man.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Like,
to your point.
Hey man, I forgot to do this during my review, but you know, I got a little something that I meant to throw on too. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hey, y'all playing good ball right now.
Final 4, baby.
Yeah, y'all playing good ball.
Shout out to the Tar Heels, all my homies out there, Baycott. You know how we do.
Baycott might be I ain't
yeah, man.
At some point,
don't diss my guys on the podcast, man.
Caleb, at some point, I might review this during the pod.
Hey, I'm with it. Tar Heels, Duke, you going down for the 2nd time.
I got Duke winning in my bracket, so you know, I'm cool.
Yeah, I ain't too confident, man. I'm sure them dudes is mad after what we did to Coach K during senior night in his final game. So
that's coming.
Yeah, it probably is. It probably is. All them dudes are probably foaming at the mouth to get at it. So.
Right.
Yeah, so you know,
having all the celebrities, everybody there, and they had to see that whooping. Oh
yeah. I mean, it was a perfect season for me, Tone, because I was content with the end of the season right there. I was like, we ruined this guy's little ride away, but now he's back and he's mad.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah, man. Before I was about to say, before we slide it over to Tone, you know what I'm saying? Since B-Dub introduced it to the pod, man. Yeah, I mean, this past, what was it, Sunday? You know
Sunday night,
man. Yeah, Sunday night. Actually, I was not watching it, but the internet just went crazy.
I saw it live, bro.
Yes,
I saw it live.
John, like I said, I think Blast, we were all in the group chat. I wasn't watching it, but I started looking at the Twitter and what was going on, and nobody knew if it was real at first. It was like, yo, did this just happen? Like,
but see, I'm gonna disagree with that, because I thought it was real only because like my TV basically shut down. Like he smacked dude, and then like my TV stopped for like 20 seconds. And so I was like, damn, they censoring the whole after. Like at first I was like, all right, maybe that's a joke, but like, why are they censoring 20 seconds after that? And so I immediately hopped online, and you know, like you said, it was going crazy, and I found either Chinese or Japanese translation.
It's a Japanese translation.
Yeah, and I mean, it showed. I was like, oh, that was real.
Yeah, that
was
real.
Once he was saying keep my name, I'm like, oh, that's real.
Yeah,
it was real. And
I know,
like I said,
you know, I'm not watching Oscars or whatever. That's not my thing. But I woke up, you know, your normal ritual: grab your phone, at least do one swipe, scroll. Yeah. And man, I want to say the first 17 was like the geek, my wife. But I'm like, man, is this a meme? This really happened. I was like, man.
Hey, shout out to Chris Rock though for taking that, man. Like he rolled with that joint.
Hey, shout out to Chris Rock for not pressing charges.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris Rock for not whooping that man's ass.
Yeah,
I mean, what would happen if Will went up there, smacked Rock, and then Rock got to throwing hands, beat him down in front of everybody? Like, you went up there to smack him, you know what I'm saying? And then he pieced you up real quick on stage in front of everybody. That's a bad look for Big Willie style, man.
And the level of professionalism was amazing by Rock.
Yeah, if they had started squabbing, they would have rolled back time back to no colors allowed, whites only.
man. But Tone, I'm glad you bring that up. But do you think that still just that incident as a whole still rolls us back? Because that's the side that I'm on. I'm like, man,
absolutely. All the quiet whispers where you know the other people they already think a certain way about us, but they don't really talk about it. But everybody, all of them at work were like, "See, I told you."
Exactly. Like Will Smith has to be smarter than that, man. He has to realize that he's representing Black America. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like Black Americans win the Oscar awards every single year. You know what I mean? We have maybe I don't even want to throw a number out, but the number is small. You know what I'm saying? That wins that award. So he's carrying, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, he's carrying the culture on his back. And when you do something like that, you stain the entire culture, man. Like you do.
Because he's the guy that takes our culture to the other side.
Right. Because he's likable, he's quote unquote harmless. You know what I mean? He's crossover. Right. You know what I mean? And it's just like when you go up there and do something like that, it's like, well, damn, Will. And I get it because, well, actually, I don't get it. Like,
I don't get it.
I don't get it. No, that's what I'm saying. Let me correct myself. I don't get it because he's been getting clowned for like the past 2 years because of his situation. You know what I'm saying? His situation, open marriage or whatever they are, his situation has got really, really messy. And so now he looked like a clown to most Black America because like, yo, this dude is just letting Jada kind of just run rep shop on him.
That's what it is. I mean, like, you felt the pressure of that, man. That's not, you could tell that wasn't him.
Yeah, that wasn't for Chris Rock. That slap wasn't for Chris Rock, man.
It wasn't, because he laughed. First of all, I think he's going through a midlife crisis. The man went through like 5 different emotions within and out. He laughed at the joke.
Yeah, he for sure.
Jada gave him some, you know, he felt like he had to, you know, take up for her.
Yeah.
And the slap wasn't even, it was so Hollywood, man. He didn't have nothing behind it. It was a Hollywood slap.
That's what made it look fake.
Like,
I don't know, bro. That slap definitely had some of this on it.
Like he nay-nayed that dude, man.
And my thing is, you're talking about, I don't know how long of a distance that was, but that was a good 10-second walk. You're trying to tell me in that time, it never hit you in the head and said, damn, I'm on national TV. Maybe I should turn around.
I mean, I want to see what happened in between the walk up, because they don't really show that. They show him laughing, her scowling, and then he's walking. So I'd like to see if there was anything that went on.
I think he realized like, oh, this ain't funny. Even though I am laughing.
Hey, he was cracking up, bro. He was cracking up.
And I already think that he felt like she think he a sucker. Like, just because of some of the moves that she be making, man. Like, you have to think that he's a sucker if you're gonna keep making these moves on your little, I don't want to say little because I don't want to belittle what she does, on your podcast or your Facebook stuff. Like, if anybody needs to keep somebody's name out your mouth, man, keep Will Smith, keep Jada, keep my name out your mouth, man. Like keep my name out your mouth. Like, stop talking about us on public platforms. Got me out here looking goofy.
She's way too messy, dog. Like, the man laughed, he was furious, he's crying, and then he's at the after party singing, getting jiggy with it. Like, he's all over the place.
Oh,
man.
I ain't see that.
You gotta see that.
Yeah. No, it was summertime. My bad, summertime. But getting jiggy with it.
Summertime is good.
Jiggy with it sounds funnier,
man.
Man, listen, brother.
Hey, everything stops when summertime comes on, man. Everybody forgot about that when he dropped summertime.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm riding with that when it comes on.
I just want to know, when she was on that red table, putting all their beers out there, where was the energy at when this young dude, like 21 years, younger than her was you know, having
Blowing her
relations
back
with her.
out.
Yeah, having relations with her. Where was that energy at then, Will? Like
Yeah.
yeah, no words for that man.
Well, I mean, like he said, man, that slap wasn't for Chris Rock, man.
Yeah, that's like one for him, man.
And you don't know, I think he did unleash that energy on that young man, because you ain't heard from him since. He will shut your career down.
Someone might need to put an APB out.
His career was on a downslide anyway. You know what I'm saying? But my
If
thing,
any of y'all are watching Bel Air, man, he might have had real life Jeffrey get at that dude.
Hey, Bel Air is dope, man. Shout out to Bel Air.
The Jeffrey
man.
in Bel Air, man, he'll make a cat disappear.
Yeah, shout out to Bel Air.
You know, the one thing I'm disappointed in that is in that walk up or whatever happens. Where's your wife saying don't?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
As soon as he got up, why is she like, no, Will?
Right, man. That's what
grabbing
I'm
his
trying to
arm
say,
or
man.
something. You're right.
I don't want to. Go ahead, Doug.
Will said that she idolized Pac. That was her perfect man. So, in Will's trying to be thuggery moment, she reveled in that, man.
He went Pac on that.
Yeah.
If you still at what in 2022, still trying to overpower the dude that your woman still can't get out her system from 20 some years ago,
and he didn't smash. And he didn't even smash.
Right. She started reading.
Let's get the show back on track.
Okay.
I wanted to dedicate 5 minutes to this, and I think we're gonna spend the whole show. We ain't doing our guests no justice, man. We got a guest on the show for us, man. So,
Will, Blast saved you because you was about to get it.
Yeah.
Hey, I put the signal out, man. Will Smith, holler at us, man. You want to clear hell? You and Rock come on to this show, and we'll figure this shit out, man. We'll figure this shit out. We'll do a Hobbs and Stock style, man. But back to the program, man.
Since Blast checked us.
Yeah, man. We got our man, the real AB, in the house. You know what I'm saying? He was AB before AB.
Man, been in Tampa.
Yeah, he been in Tampa. Yeah,
been in Tampa.
How long you been in Tampa, Tom?
16 years.
I mean, was AB even in the league? This the real AB. Tom, you the real AB, my man.
I'll take that crown.
But yeah, we got our man Anthony Brown in the house with us. Like E said at the beginning of the show, he's highly credentialed, man. This dude has run a lot of stadiums that you've been inside. You've enjoyed a lot of games. And this is the man that's, made things run smoothly behind the scenes. So once again, we want to welcome our man, our comrade, our friend, Anthony Brown to the show. AB, welcome.
Raise my glass to you, Tom.
Cheers, brother.
Yep.
Your tone's froze.
I think tone's froze.
After that monumental.
After you set him up for the Ollie and he froze.
Man, there he is.
We on.
Welcome, Tone. We're glad to have you, man. Definitely have watched your success from a distance and been proud of you, man, and all that you've been able to accomplish. So, again, welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you having me on this show. I've been waiting on this.
And so have we, Tom.
Yeah,
welcome.
Yeah. So, Tone, we always hit our guests with, a basic question, man. For those that don't know, man, why don't you, just kind of let them know your background, what you're doing, and we'll go from there.
All right. Well, I've been in facility management, property management for since 2003-ish. Started off as a basic assistant site manager at Oriole Park in Baltimore, Maryland, and kind of have grown up from there, bouncing around different stadiums, which you guys kind of touched on. For those that don't know, the facility management side is basically all the stuff in the stadium you don't want to deal with, that most people take for granted. I tell a lot of people, next time you go to a ball game, baseball, whatever, as you're leaving your seat, turn around and look down at the ground. That's part of what we do. All that trash that you see, from the janitorial side and making sure things are clean for you, from making sure if you're inside, the ACs are working, lights are working. It's basically the behind the scenes that, you know, you're never going to see. So if you don't see it, we're doing well, because that means you're enjoying the venue.
Let me hit you with this question, Tone, because I never knew this. How did you get into that industry? I mean, for me, you know, it was like, okay, Tone graduated. And then the next thing I remember is B-Dub or somebody telling me that Tone is running the damn stadium.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
he's in
I think it
charge
was
of
like
everybody in the
DC
stadium
or something, man.
Yeah, and I think he was giving tickets out. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
Tone has risen through the ranks so quickly.
Hey, for my birthday, he got me tickets to the who's that Tropicana?
Yeah.
So how did you get into this field?
Well, it's funny. The short story of that is I left Cincinnati with nothing, moved to DC where my sister was. And for probably the first, 6 months of living there, jobless.
Okay.
The first crack of job I got was working at Radio Shack in the mall. And let me tell you, when you graduated from college and that's your first gig, it brings you down to earth.
Man.
So I did that for probably like the holiday season, let's say. And then December, January, the manager was like, man, you're a great manager. We want to put you in manager program, but we need you to commit. I said, man, I quit. I am not serving cell phones and batteries in the mall.
So they wanted to promote you and you said, I'm good.
Yeah. So probably, long story short, it was a General Motors connection. Probably a couple months later, I got a call that they were hiring for assistant site manager for this facility company working for the Baltimore Orioles. And I went, and the rest of history. I remember the very first day, this is my training. The guy drove me on a golf cart all the way to the top of the stadium. And he said, and it was raining. And he said, well, get off. Okay, all this is yours. Figure it out. And that was my training.
What?
That was my training. And now I had to go around to all the different departments, the crews, and kind of learn, because I've never done this before in my life, and figure out how to manage people and learn at the same time. People who are probably twice my age, twice the amount of experience, but now I'm in charge of you. And now I got to figure out how to manage you and still learn from you without you hating me.
That's crazy.
Now that guy, I credit him a lot to that fast track that you're talking about, because of the fact he made me learn on my own. And then therefore the learning process was a little faster. And so me moving up in the ranks happened a lot faster.
That makes sense. I never knew that part.
Huh?
What's your degree in?
Communications.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say, do you even have a background in any?
Yeah, I was about to say, so there's no direct correlation between what you're doing.
Now I will, because we're being real here. So communications, I don't know what I want to do. This is just something. Okay, get a degree.
Yeah, something you got to do.
Right. But now at UC, I don't know how it is at other universities. Now, the credit I will give them in their liberal arts program is there is a lot of specific interpersonal communication classes you have to take. So it gets you to understand how people are communicating to you and how to communicate to them and how to get things out of them. So it did correlate, it did help in the management role in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I remember I came down there for my birthday, me and Tug, and Tone rolled out the red carpet for us. Great seats.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been to many ball games before in my life, baseball games.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a chance to get a foul ball. Never.
Mm-hmm.
Tone had us amazing seats, but we had a tag along. He like, listen, I can get y'all in, but since y'all gonna be with this extra person, y'all gotta take these seats. I'm like, all right. But they were still bomb seats.
What was the tag along, man?
Nah, I know.
It was the person we were staying with, so she had to she had to go. She hates baseball too, but she likes the players. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely a story in this tag along, but
Yeah,
carry
yeah,
on,
yeah,
Dub.
Right.
So, he said she likes the players.
Yeah, 'cause she was like,
I hope she don't listen to this podcast, man.
Yeah, she done. As soon as I was on our way to the airport, the way back home, I unfollowed her. Like, I blocked her. Yeah, man. There's I off camera, I'll tell you all that stuff. But anyway, get there, still good seats, so right behind home plate, that's primary for foul balls.
Mhm, mhm.
So he hit one. So it's coming up. I'm like, I know it ain't coming to me. It's coming right to me. Oh man. I'm saying, like, you don't understand how fast that ball comes in.
Man, yeah, that spin, bro.
That's why they wear gloves. So, I grew up with a baseball background. I've been playing baseball since T-ball to high school. So I'm going to catch this ball. It comes down with so much heat. I'm like, oh.
Hey,
Drop
man.
that ball. As soon as it hit the ground, 2 kids scurried off with it. I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
Only chance.
I got one from Reds opening day.
Oh, wow.
It's probably about 10 years ago. That was on like Fox Sports. I think they was broadcasting the game today. And luckily we had all legitly taken off work because we was all like me and like 4 of my coworkers was all on camera. And I got this foul ball, you know what I'm saying? And one of my coworkers to this day, he hates me because I ended up Joe Morgan and Pete Rose was sitting behind us, and I ended up getting it autographed.
Oh,
and
wow.
To this day, he wants to fight me over this baseball because he swears that it should have been his. But it hit him and it dropped to me. And I was like, yo, and when I pick it up, when you see it on camera, it looked like I caught it. It's like I didn't catch it though. He just missed it and it dropped in my lap.
All right. Well, since both of y'all cats was Butterfingers, let me give you my story. I went to a Reds game last year, and you know how I wasn't a foul ball, so I can't take that kind of credit. But you know how they toss the ball during the innings to loosen up or whatever. And so they were getting ready to get rid of the balls, and center fielder tossed it up, and I was like half paying attention because my son had the glove, and I called the dude's name, so he must have heard. And, I saw my son wasn't going to get it. I was still in my seat because I think we had just gotten back with the food. And I just kind of mossed up like that, bought it right down.
He said mossed up.
The mitts. I still got those mitts, Tone.
I hear you.
Awesome, man. Yeah, so shout out to Tone, man. He showed us a good time, man. Like, good seats.
Mhm.
Might have been like, I want to say it was like free. It might have been free brew if I'd have sat in the other.
Yeah. Let me help you there. What you turned down for that tag. So you're one of the homies. So regardless, I'm gonna make sure you straighten your seats. You're gonna love them. But our company has tickets, but it's only 2 seats.
Yeah.
I can't get another one. And that puts you in the Rays Club, which is you're going to be up there with probably players' wives, side pieces, whatever. And it's free beer, wine, and food.
Yeah, free everything.
To the 8th inning. And you can sit in a nice leather seat, get your little politics on. But the foul ball story is better, I guess.
Yeah, it was. But and there was no way she was going to drop us off and come back and swoop. She was gonna go, so we was like, all right. I told someone, he was like, man, I can get 2. He's like, I can't get 3. I'm like, I'm like, all right. She don't even like baseball.
So he couldn't get you to 2, but he still got you to 3.
Yeah. When is opening day for Tampa?
I think I'm not sure because of the change. I think April 7th, if I'm not mistaken.
I might need to try to be down there by then, man.
You know what? That's the I've been in a lot of stadiums. Tropicana is a peculiar baseball field. It looks like almost like a big top circus almost with the.
It is, yeah.
It's kind of it's weird almost, but it's in a good location. I like the beach is right there, ain't it?
Yep. Yeah.
It's a lot of breweries and bars over there.
Oh yeah, and it's gotten a lot originally since you were here.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Right.
You gotta remember, it's when it was originally built. It was built to be a convention center. I think the Final Four has been there a couple of times way back in the day.
I think you're right.
And then it was turned into hockey. It was never supposed to be baseball. You know, I hate the Yankees for this reason. I remember a particular opening day, Yankees. We don't get you guys opening day very often. And everything was fine. And as soon as they opened the gates, you know, Yankees, they're annoying as hell. They rush in. You see grown ass men pushing kids over. The seat's not moving. But anyway, so they're coming in, and I want to say it couldn't have been more than 45 seconds. And then this water came out the bathrooms on the lower level and just flooded the whole level. Now, this is what rating is this? Did you PG?
You good, man. You good.
You're good.
So this was like ankle deep shit water. Tampons flowing in it, piece of shit flowing in it. Yeah, and they these fans had to walk. I think I saw a dude with a Yankee jersey with a slice of shit on his back. I ain't lying.
This man said he said he had a slice.
Man, like somebody went like this to his back for shit, man. I remember as soon as it happened, I remember standing there and looking at one of my managers, and I was like, oh hell. And then I went up to my office. Oh, man, this ain't me, man. Y'all got to hand out some refunds. I ain't trying to hear this, man.
Oh shit, man.
That's
slice of shit on his back is hilarious.
That was
So when you were going through kind of your training, you talked about the importance of communication.
Yeah.
How do you? I mean, I know you're a little older now, but how do you, as a young fellow, kind of come into that arena or whatever and communicate with people older than you, younger than you, and earn that respect and that trust?
Well, honestly, I attribute that ability to y'all, us. I mean, we were coming up, we were a vastly different age range group, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Ohio thing, Dayton thing, what it is, but we just have a knack. I bet it's the same with y'all. I could plop y'all in any environment and y'all could probably just be cool with everybody. I think that's a tribute to a lot of people say that about us from Ohio. Or Midwest, we're smooth and whatever. So that helped a lot. The fact that, and most, I don't know if E knows, my real beginning in Vandalia, Ohio. So all those experiences, man, we have leapfrog Trotwood, I think, at this point.
No.
And what?
Yeah.
In sport.
Golf or bowling or swimming?
Here we go. I mean, that is just
prejudicial. I mean, what state banners have you guys hung?
We're a nationally syndicated program. Let's keep it national.
Vandale.
I mean, we are national.
Been putting a foot on the neck of the other side of the tracks for many of years. Educationally, I mean, they can take sports.
Okay,
we'll take education.
You probably do have it educationally,
But anyway, so
you better quit talking sports, man, before I bring up something. Some questionable.
I know what you're gonna bring up.
Some questionable stats.
Yeah.
Questionable stats.
Let's start with 3.
The 300.
Hey, and when I found out what it was, I'm like, oh man,
are you still claiming those 300?
No.
Well, that's all you need to know right there. That pause. Pause right there.
Listen, I'm in a different region, so thankfully, I can navigate that story a little better. In my days at UC as running back, no, you can't find my name on the roster, but I was there and I ran for 300 yards and I messed up my knee and then
Was this at what level of play was this, Tom?
Oh, here in Florida, it was collegiate.
Oh, damn.
But here in Ohio,
there's no fact checker. I can tell you. Man.
I mean, we've had some CJ guys on the show, Tone. So
that's good. That too. That's good.
To let you know.
So, Tone, at the facility, like,
yes.
Are you, when you say the facilities manager, are you over like everything within the facility, like
Correct.
concessions?
No. So that's a separate entity. You have facility management, which is like what I said before. That's security. That's HVAC workers. That's people that just may do setups. Like if you had a party, they're the people going to set it up for you, put the chairs, the drapes there, or say if you're taking a baseball field and you want to flip it into a trade show, they're the guys that'll come in before that and lay down flooring and whatnot. Grounds crews, security, janitorial, those kind of nuances. Food service, that's a whole nother monster on its own. So yes, and it depends which facility I was at. On some level, all those people would report to me.
So, Tone, I know he name dropped a couple of the spots you've been at, but for our listeners, I think they'd be interested. Let them know what stadiums, and maybe what teams you were facilities manager for. I know about the Tampa and the Cincinnati stuff, but there was some stuff on your resume I had no clue about.
Yeah, let me see. Let me think if I can remember them all. So on some spectrum, we can do Oriole Park, M&T Bank.
What's M&T? Is that the Ravens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ravens Stadium, FedEx Field, kind of FedEx Field. When the Washington Nationals came back to baseball, they started in RFK before they got their season.
Okay.
I mean, before they got their new ballpark. I managed that. Actually, that was the last place I managed before I took the position to come down here to Tampa. Okay. So had those, Raymond James, Tropicana Field, Paul Brown
That's the Bucks
Stadium.
and the Devil Rays, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a little slice of the Reds baseball park. That was probably the first time I kind of got fired.
Oh, well, we got to go into that, man.
I'm about to say, that sounds like a story, man.
It's not really a story. It was more of so let me be crystal clear. So when I say I'm facility manager of these stadiums, I don't work for the ballparks. So it's a company, a facility company, management company that the ballparks normally bring in, so they don't have to deal with the day-to-day of things. So they don't have to worry about hiring people. All they have to do is go to me if they have an issue with anything. Then I run everything that's coming out of our company in your stadium, if that makes sense. So quickly on that one, the first part of my career, the first 2 years was with another company that I wasn't with for very long, but that was the fast track. This is the guy that dropped me off at the top of the stadium that day to train me. So within probably, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, I got promoted like 3 times. And then that was when they said, okay, well, we want you to take over. We just got the contract for Paul Brown Stadium. We want you to take it over. Okay, I shoot out there. And there's a lady that is kind of my same position, and she was at the Red Stadium. And I'm supposed to help her. But at this point, I was what, 23, 24?
Yeah, he was a young dude.
Moving up the fast track, feeling myself. Like, by the time I got to the Red Stadium, I'm like, man, what are you telling me? I don't, you know who this is. Like, they sent me.
I am him.
And right. So it got to a point of they had to choose. And the fact that she she had her boyfriend was the head of the Red Stadium at the time. We know who they picked. So they sent me back to Baltimore, and then that's where it just continued from there. Probably about after I went to back to Baltimore to Oriole Park, that's probably did another, I don't know, maybe a year. And then I moved on to another company. And that's the company I was with for probably 12, 13 years.
So, like, on let's just say there's nothing going on at the stadium opposed to something that's going on in the stadium. Like, how does your day differ between the two?
So it never stops. So the easy day is the event day, because this is it's kind of like sports, right? So the hard part is the practice. So when you get to the game is easy because you practice so hard. That's in a nutshell what it is being in facilities. So all those days where, say, the baseball team's out of town for a week and a half, that entire time is projects, maybe some construction, deep cleaning, something that nobody knew was broke the entire time they were in town. Now we have to spend the entire 10 days fixing it. So it's the hard work is when teams leave, because that's finally the time people have time to actually get in the nuts and bolts of things that have to be done.
Gotcha.
So do you manage the stuff like outside of sports, like if they have a concert at Raymond James or Tropicana or something like that?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
Normally, in most of those places, in most stadiums, that's another department. It's called event department. That is normally the folks that go out and try to advertise and get those kind of events to come in, and then they'll do the front end of it, get all the details of what the event is, what they're going to need, those kinds of things, and then that's passed on to facilities. And then now we have to fulfill all the things you promised.
Okay.
So Tone, I noticed I didn't even know this either, that you had transitioned, I think, from the, stadium management to a new position with the church, I believe. So why don't you talk about that, and what kind of made you make that jump?
Well, I tell you,
when Tone starts with a well.
I needed Jesus in my life. I needed the Lord to come and save me.
This is the dirty. So I don't know what positions you guys hold right now in your lives, but the blessing of that, positions I've held. So I've been as high as what you would consider a vice president of $100 million company, right? So when you get to these levels, and this is what I teach a lot of people that I come across that work for me so they can understand what it's like, and the stuff people won't probably normally tell you, right? So you get to see the dirty behind the scenes. All the employees are way down here, the money's way up here, and now you get in that room and hear how people stab each other to keep the money. It happens in every business, including this one. So fast track that story. The last year I worked for this company, we lost the contract for Tropicana Field, right? But at this point, I think I still had, because my job at that point was to set up operations in any stadium we had, manage it, like put managers in place, and then they would report to me. And then my job was to build that side of the company. So most of the time I was just traveling all over the country trying to get other stadiums to let us in. So at that point, I was probably really courting a lot of NASCAR racetracks. And so we lose this contract, and this is when it gets dirty. And this is why I didn't have to leave. Matter of fact, the company wanted me to stay. They were like, oh, well, you can stay. You can keep the same pay, all the benefits we give you, keep the company car, all these things. But we need you to move to Dayton, Ohio. We need you to now you're gonna just manage this, like, I can't, it's wherever they make plastic forks in Dayton. There's a facility that does this. And now you wanted me to manage this facility, which is like 17 rungs down, but we're gonna keep it the same. One, first of all, it's not plausible because my children are here in Florida.
Yeah.
So I'm not going back to Dayton. Secondly, I don't want to go back to Dayton.
Exactly. The biggest thing, I'm not going back to Dayton.
So they said, well, think about it. And at the time, we were still fighting to stay at Tropicana Field. They allowed us to rebid on it and whatnot. And here goes the faithful night. Because the only person I reported to at the time was president of the company. And we were chopping it up, trying to figure out how can we get back in to this stadium. And I had worked up a whole presentation, blah, blah, blah. And I sent it to him like earlier this day, like this is, call it in the morning. But I had not heard from him. But we meet the next morning with Tropicana Field. And then he calls me like at 10 at night. And he's like, you know what? I just don't see no other way around it. I just want you to know, though, I think we're going to go in this meeting. The only plan I have, I'm going to have to blame you.
What?
He said that to you?
Yeah. 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 I said, huh? Yeah. I mean, we put all these numbers together, and I think at the end of the core of it, if I just let you take the blame, we might be able to save this. I said, oh, okay. Okay. Because my wheels are turning. I've made money. I'm not tripping. And I know and this is what I tell a lot of youngsters or people I come across, know your worth, know what work you've put in, that you know you can go somewhere else and do the same thing because of the work you put in. So we get in this meeting. It was me, president, and one of my other managers under me. And I sat back in this meeting, I heard the president like lightly hint at it's my fault. And then I looked at this person that was literally came from nothing that I raised, say, yeah, because Anthony, and I said, oh, wow. Wow. And they were like, and this, I've been to Tropicana Field for, at that point, 12 years. They know me through and through. And they looked at me and said, you don't have nothing to say? And I, no. So the very next day, I was like, no, I'm good. We'll just mutually break off. They were nice. They gave me a few months of pay, let me keep company car. And then for like probably 5 months, jobless, just chilling, waking up to go to the Y every day. And then when I wanted to get back in it, I don't know if it's was just in the plan, in God's plan for me to come across this church. But the church, because I knew it was a slam dunk that I could get it for what they wanted, but they weren't paying anywhere near what I have been used to. And I was already still being courted by some other companies. And I went and they gave me the job. And then, I don't know, it was like a calling to say, this is where you need to be. So I took the job. And then funny enough, I was there a year and then COVID hit, right? So the beauty of working at this church is the fact that I put in the work. What they need me to do is easy. And it's a church. So they're kind of they're family friendly, all that kind of stuff. So it's not like corporate. So I can come when I want to. I can go when I want to. I started actually one of my can't say N-word here, but one of my partners, we started a side business, maintenance business, consulting. So I mean, it's really like having a full-time job that I do part-time, and I can just do whatever I want outside of it.
That's love.
Right. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it kind of worked out. Well, it really worked out. And I don't think I would go back to that corporate.
Like, so what do you do for the church? Like, what is it that you do?
Same thing, same thing as the stadium. So probably just more intimate in the fact that I only have 2 employees, and then it's me. But we do a lot of the same things. I instead of another department going out to get somebody to do a concert and rent, I do that. We have at least so our campus is 10 acres.
Okay, so this is a mega church.
Yeah. This is like an operating budget, probably annually of $5 million, right?
Oh.
And yeah, so we have an administration building where our offices are. There's a big cathedral that I think capacity is probably like 2,000. And then there's another building that's a school that I rent like gym space to. And then we actually have a school that's there every day that we rent at least to, but we take care of the maintenance side of that. So it's a lot that goes on. So I still got to do the janitorial, the HVAC, the event planning, the renting, the making a lease for them, the lawn care, all that I do. And it really just was a perfect mesh of timing and the fact they really needed somebody who knows how to do it. They've been, for years, have been mixing in people that, you get in church and people say, I can do it, but you really can't.
Now, I think you touched on it just a little bit, that you and one of your partners started JA Maintenance.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Can you talk about that a little bit?
It's a business we've started that is really focuses on, so we can do anything from, so it's maintenance and clean. We can do anything from if somebody just needs their home clean, or if you want a TV hung in your house, you can come to us. Or we can go as high as you want, I don't know, you want a new porch built. So I may not personally do that, but now I have vendors and relationships over time that now it's more of a, like I'm the maintenance, the facility company now, to where I can go get you a vendor to do that. I'll get you a good deal. You're just really paying me a fee at that point. So it's just a vastness of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Tona, one of our listeners asked if they have a slice of shit on their back. Can you take care of that?
Listen, I there's things I do, and there's things that I ain't doing. I ain't doing.
A slice of shit is where you draw the line.
That's only one of them lines. Let's just call it. It's a box. I call it a box. There's many lines. But, no. I've left an employee high and dry outside when I saw a snake, and he was in a tree, and I was supposed to be the support. I turned and I saw this snake on the wall. Boom. I'm out.
Hey man, y'all's wildlife in Florida is crazy, man. Like I was reading a story the other day about Orlando and just a gator on the golf course.
Oh, yeah.
Like, man, if I seen that in Ohio, man, I'm dipping.
Yeah, you that when I first moved here, I remember it was some chick I was trying to take somewhere. I don't want to get too vulgar here, but
yeah, man.
You are good all the way up until the N-word, man. Like,
okay.
You are good.
So I'm still a young man from Ohio at the time.
A young man. Tell him, young man.
Young man from Ohio, I don't have, if the house is like 20 minutes away, we ain't got to make it all the way there. So so I said, man, have you ever been to this park up the street?
Oh.
Talk about it.
And the girl said she wouldn't go because, and this is, I'm not going to go no further, but this is my education on the fact that every body of water, no matter how small or big in Florida, has a gator in it. Mm-hmm. Guaranteed. That little fenced in water that you see at a Target around here,
gator. Yeah. So, man, I know your career is working out fabulous for you, brother. But you know, if you ever need a second career, I think stand up you do damn well.
Tone has always been that dude when it comes to comedy. Man.
Yeah, and it's not like he's even trying, man. It ain't like he writes the material. Tone is just a funny dude, man.
Let me tell you a story about Tone, man.
Yeah.
So this is when we're at UC, and Tone was like, "Man, you want to go to DC to holler at my sister?" I'm like, "Cool, let's go." So,
exactly where you're going.
So it was another guy. You know what I'm saying? I think he was in the vicinity when Tone was inviting me. He was like, you know what I'm saying? I think he wanted to go. He had no cheese or whatever. So we was just like, all right, man, we'll look out for you. You know what I'm saying?
That's crucial.
So
it's love. Yeah.
When it is love. So when a guy says we got you, at least have some cheese. Don't be like cheeseless. You know
I need to know these
Don't
names.
Don't be cheeseless.
I feel like I know the name of this guy.
Have a couple ducats. Don't have us like breaking bread for every little thing we do.
Okay.
So we saying like we got you, but it's kind of like a, you know, like we got you, but like man, you need to have your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we get there, and everything's a lot higher in DC than it was in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I think me and Tone paid like $50 for parking one time.
Yeah.
Just to park.
Yeah.
Get there, and this guy had the nerve to complain about.
Hey, does this guy listen to our podcast?
Man, this sounds like a familiar.
Because I'm starting to go down names in my head, and I don't know if I know who the person is, but
you know the person is. But
fuck.
You know.
You won't
and let me stab in there because
I was gonna say,
Doug's not giving that story the justice. You're talking about. I'll just say in one evening where we went to a club. We probably did pay the $50 for parking. He has no money. We get in the line. The DC line is long as hell, but we ain't staying in it. We're gonna skip this line. Yep. And we pay for him to skip the line. Go in the club. I don't drink, I drink liquor and beer. But this young man got me on, what was that, Moet?
Whoa.
He got a bottle, I got a bottle, the dude got a bottle. Man, and it's Chocolate City. So you know what it is in the club.
Right.
You're twisted. And I remember he said it in the club to me. And I was like, oh man, about all these women. And then after the club, when we got in the car, this young man said it again. Like, man, I ain't even have a good time. I said, N-word? Man.
Hold on, rewind that. You said what?
He said, I said N-word?
Man, since I can't, man, I ain't never unleashed on another man my same age.
Hey, man.
Like that. No, and don't forget, B-Dub, before we went to the club, that's the same guy that was jealous of your hair.
Your hair?
He was jealous of the grain of his hair.
He jealous of the grain?
So we were on a balcony, man. And he was like, yeah, he was, I don't know what
he was like, I think Doug was brushing his hair. We was all having pre-game drinks. And that man said, man, it must be nice to have some good grain. And I said,
hey man, the funny part is I'm almost 100% positive of who y'all talking about. But what's even funnier is that if he's gonna listen to this episode,
he's been told about this story. Like if he got on the podcast, he know this story coming up.
Hey, let me hop in real quick, man. I got some breaking news for y'all, especially with Tone being in Tampa. Looks like got? Bruce Arians is retiring, and Todd Bowles is stepping in as the head coach.
Oh wow,
that's Blast Schefter here. Breaking news on the podcast.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Hey, but did y'all see Arians' comments last week? I believe it was last week. He was like, "I'm so happy that Brady is here." He was like, "Man, I've been drinking a little too much." Like that man admitted to just getting smacked all the time because he always looked like he smacked on the sideline.
Like bright red, like
Yeah, beat red, man. I'm like, man, that dude
dude.
drinks.
Did you Tone? Did you ever meet Brady?
Me?
Oh no, that was he was
Yeah.
there before you was gone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, you met the GOAT, man.
I gotta get this off blast. I've been holding this ever since you texted me.
I have.
It's not. No. It's,
Hey, man,
this
Oh, man,
is
I didn't come here for no tone berating, man.
man. Cause see, this in blast. I pray you still remember this. Cause anytime you communicate with me, it's the only thing that goes across my brain. It's burned in my brain forever.
Damn.
This goes to UC. One time we was chilling outside of Arby's.
Oh, well.
And
No. I've heard this story so many times.
Oh man.
Hold on, this sounds like a good one coming up, man.
Man, it simply said the word Arby's and I was done.
Hold on, man. I don't know this story, so we gotta let the listeners hear the story.
Let you know, man.
Yeah, I gotta hear the story.
I mean, I hope it wasn't one of them you had to be there, but we were, chilling on the tables outside of Arby's.
Yeah. To give you some context, man. Back in the day, our dorm, it was right across the street from an Arby's.
On Calhoun Street.
So like, you could walk out of our front door and, go to Arby's, and they had these concrete tables, and we would just post up there on a nice day.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Tone.
So, this is just regular, not N-word, Blackian talk on the stoop. And this like raggedy, I don't know if it was a Pinto or man, but one of them Hondas that got the smoke coming out. But this guy pulls out of Arby's and pulls in front of us, and then puts his head out the window. And this is like Santa Claus. He looked like Santa Claus, bruh. He just was like, thanks, Arby's. Man.
I can't remember, Tone. Like, did he take a bite as he was doing that?
He might have.
I feel like he had a little bit of the roast beef.
Hey, man.
He was so thankful for Arby's that day, man.
Tone has always had the connections back at UC. If y'all don't know, me, Blast, Tone, we all went to University of Cincinnati. Eric went to Ohio State. We had some classic times at Ohio State too. So we've got a lot of stories from UC. But Tone has always had good connections. So we stayed off campus on Ravine and Clara. Me, Blast, Doug, who isn't here, shout out to Doug, and Slim. Tone knew somebody who worked at a corner store by our crib. His name was, should I say his name, Tone?
Go ahead.
His name is Tom.
There you go. Shout him out.
Shout out to Tom. Salute Tom.
Tommy.
So it's a corner store, mind you. So we all college students, we all broke. So we can, whatever the hookup is there, we take advantage of it. We go in there every Friday.
Yeah.
Religiously, every Friday. Tone comes swoop, we hit this little corner store. It's like a bodega.
Yeah.
Go in there.
It's still there too.
Is it?
On the corner, it's on Ravine and Warner.
There it is.
That corner store.
That's it. That's it.
It's still there.
So we go there, me and Tone walk in, we grabbing like 2 and 3 12s, miles, whatever. Go in that
a deli sandwich. Yep.
Whatever you get your hands on. Tom at the register, man, we paying like $2. $2 for the whole wok, man. I'm like, first time we did it, I'm like, man, this can't be right. Like, I know it's not, but I'm like, man, this has to be a setup. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're walking out like this, and it's like, it's love. Every Friday.
Yeah. I've given that man just a handful of change for 12 and a sandwich, man.
I'm like,
man, 37 cents. And he'd be like, man, go ahead, man.
I'm like, dude, if they audit you, you're gonna be fucked. Like, you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
man.
Like, your register can't be good. Like every Friday, we are just killing these dudes. Hey man, I've seen Tone. I don't even put you out there like this, man. I've seen Tone going to the bookstore. He needs a book. He went to the bookstore. This man ripped pages out of a book and just walked out.
Oh. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Wow. He allegedly walked out.
Allegedly, yes.
Allegedly.
Hey man, I'm like, hey man, this dude is so gangster. Like, he doesn't care.
Man, listen, I credit all that to the marijuana culture. It puts you in another world of, you know, you can try to do anything.
Hey man.
Oh man, it's been a pleasure, man. You got to come back, man. You hilarious, bro.
Anytime.
I'm like, I know you got thousands more stories. I'm like, hell, I was with you on half of them. So
yeah.
But Tone, before we get out of here, man, you know, if the people want to get in touch with you, man, you know, social media or, you know, your new company, let them know how they can do that, man.
You can hit me up on for the JA maintenance. You can email ajamilbrown@gmail.com. Stop it. Or you can call or text 813-393-8284. Socials, you don't need.
Tone, I'm gonna hit you up, bro. I'll probably, like I said, I should be in Tampa in probably like the next 2 weeks, man. We had to link up, man, kick it. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of nice breweries down there, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guarantee, once you hook up a Tone, next pod, you'll have a story. Guaranteed.
One more bit of breaking news, man. 4.75 on this, man. It went up.
It went up?
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm gonna go with mine, man. I'm gonna go 4.5, man.
Hey, breaking news.
Killed
all gone.
Nada. Breaking news. Wow. The Clase Azul is gone. Whoever gets this Airbnb next, you not getting this bottle.
For those who can't see that, he just killed the bottle.
Oh, we can't stop this without, I'm not gonna name them. I told somebody I would shout you out blast, right? Because we were talking about, you know, back in the day, and we were talking about flexibility, right? And how do you get better flexibility? And how much flexible we were at that younger age. And I attribute my flexibility to this brother of mine. He used to have this forest green Escort.
What?
The back seat of it. Pause, but you had to spread eagle to get up in there.
I'm 6'2", man. You know,
and we're sitting next to a brother that's 6'5".
Hey, Tone, ideally, I probably could have drove the Escort from the back seat.
You could have.
I should have taken out the front and just drove the Escort from the back.
This is you and the Escort and somebody in the back. This is how y'all communicate. This is your face and their face. Hey man, can you turn
Yeah. True that, man.
I told them I would mention that classic.
Shout out to the Escort, man.
I have a story.
Did your dad think like, man, you were?
Nah, he bought the Escorts when me and Josh were little, man. I think he bought one for them and one for my sister. He bought two at the same time, man.
But what did he say about what you did to it?
Oh, with the paint and the rims?
Yeah, you put rims, paint, and bump on it.
You had 10 on it.
He was like, ride that shit, young G. Nah.
He probably did say something. No, he didn't say young G. He said Yangy. Hey, Yangy.
Nah, I don't know what my dad. I mean, you know, I think when I turned 16, man, it was basically mine. I forget what they was rolling at the time, but you know, it was basically me at that point, man.
I got you.
I've got so many stories about Escort, and I will tell these off camera.
Man, that's real.
All right, E,
Hey,
man.
man.
Wrap it up.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, Tone, it's been real, bro. You are definitely welcome back anytime.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, man, it's always good when we get cats that we rock with, you know what I'm saying, that we either, you know what I'm saying, went to school with, neighborhood, college, and all that. Like the stories just keep the podcast moving, man. I know a lot of people be listening like, man, we don't know what these cats talking about, but we enjoyed ourselves. We enjoyed you. Welcome back anytime. I'm gonna hit you up in the next couple of weeks when I'm down in Tampa.
Yeah, we expect to see some content with y'all two dudes.
Yeah. Hops and Stocks, episode
shout
34.
out to Sanchez before we get out of here, man.
Yeah, Sanchez, Clase Azul, last day in Mexico.
One more Reba.
I'm probably about to go out and do some ratchet shit, man. You know what I mean? Arriba! We gonna do some ratchet shit. Hey, real talk.
Your spot looked like the daylight ain't changed not one bit, man. Is that sunlight or light, man? What is that?
Nah, it's straight up sunlight. So man I showed it last time I was here, man. Like on our last episode, I tried to show the sun. Like the sun is like literally just, I actually got the blinds closed because it just beams so hard in here, man. But I'm in Cabo San Lucas. I've been in here for a month. It's legit. I am literally looking at condos every single day that I can buy because I want to live here. I want to live here at least part of the year. I don't know if I can do it full time, but part of the year, I want to live here for sure.
How the Queens down there?
You said the who?
How the what?
You heard me.
He said the Queens.
He wrapped this up. He wrapped this up and
wrap it up real quick.
Y'all can talk after.
I'm sorry.
We want to thank Tone. Stay on. We about to wrap this up. You know what I'm saying? Once again, we want to thank y'all. Actually, we want to thank Tone, and we want to thank y'all for tuning in. Hops and Stocks, episode 34. Signing off.
Check us out on Spotify, YouTube, man.
YouTube,
all the
podcast
platforms. Man, we out there, man.
Yeah, Spotify got the new video version, so we've been, you know what I'm saying, releasing that for the last 2 weeks. We out here, man. Hops and Stocks, episode 34. We out.
If you don't check us out, don't make us run up on you like Will Smith, man. For sure.
But man, if we ever depart from our heart to I'm riding with you. I'm riding with you.